Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Behind the scenes with Barack Obama, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Tonight we'll show you part 2 of my interview with Senator Obama, concentrating on the economy and taxation. There's no question that your financial well-being and the terror threat are the two dominating issues in this year's presidential race, and that's what I concentrated on with Senator Obama. Since we aired the national security segment last Thursday, we've received thousands of letters, and we'll read some of them at the end of this broadcast. Also, John McCain has received a significant bump in the polls because of the convention. He's now ahead in many of them. But partisans on both sides remain in a frenzy. A right-wing website urged its readers to complain that I should not have interviewed Senator Obama during the Republican convention. Some left-wing blogs told their crew to protest that I interrupted the senator. Talking Points finds ideological zombies boring, and you can decide the validity of those complaints. There's no question that the Obama campaign wanted exposure during the Republican convention. They admit it. But if I did not take the interview opportunity, I was not assured of another one. As we all know, Barack Obama is very glib. He could do 30 minutes on your shoelaces. And since I only had 30 minutes with him, I had to move the conversation along, thus the lively intrusions, as I like to put it. Senator Obama and his staff were respectful to us, very professional, and I enjoyed the chat. The senator said he also found it worthy. But there's no doubt that our conversation was different than any other he has done. So tonight, it's the economy, stupid or smart. Tomorrow, it's Reverend Wright and all those dubious associations that have hurt the senator. And on Wednesday, it's dealing with the crazy oil prices. Hope you can watch all three. And that's a memo. Now, for the top story tonight, both Senators Obama and McCain are promising to heal the economy, but they have very different plans. McCain supports tax cuts, the trickle-down approach. Obama wants a government to stimulate the economy from the bottom up. And I had some questions about that. I want you to react to a couple of stats that I pulled out of here. You're a big tax-the-rich guy. Aren't you?
Just you, Bill.
I know.
I think you're making
you
too
and
much
Hillary
money,
both.
man.
You just want to take my money. And you can have it. I mean, I don't care if I live in a hut. Under President Bush, the federal government derived 20% more revenue than under President Clinton. Did you know that?
Well,
Did you know that?
The economy grew, Bill.
It grew, that's right.
The economy grew. So
Under President Bush,
of course,
the economy grew 19% more than Clinton. See, this is what I'm not getting about you Democrats.
No. Hold on a second.
19%.
Wait, Bill. Hold on a second now. I mean, you know the famous saying about their lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Yeah.
I mean, you and we can play a statistics game.
I know it's bull. I know it is.
So let's be clear on the record,
okay.
Right? During the Bush administration, there was economic growth, not as fast as during the 1990s, okay, but there was growth during the Bush administration. But what happened was that wages and incomes for ordinary Americans, the guys who watch your show, the guys who you advocate for and you speak for on this show, right? Their wages and incomes did not go up.
Why?
They went down.
Know why?
And the reason they went down is because most of the corporate profits and increased productivity went to the top, not just 1%, but the top 1/10%.
Well, let me submit to you that you're wrong.
And part of make an argument.
We have been studying this issue because we want to be fair and balanced and give all sides. The reason that wages have been depressed, and they're not that much, it's about $400 or $500 for the Bush administration, real wages up, and about $2,000 under the Clinton administration, is because there are 10 million immigrants, new immigrants, in the workforce, most of whom are illegal aliens.
Bill,
those 10 million with their salaries have brought it down. But again, that's statistics. But let's get back to the tax the rich.
So let me just finish making my point. The fact is, for people in your income bracket and mine, now we both come from humble beginnings, and we were talking before the show, of the fact that only in America could we have this success.
Absolutely.
And I am not somebody who begrudges that success. I want people with good ideas.
But you want 50% of my success?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
That's your tax rate.
That is not
50.
true.
I'm paying 50 if you get elected.
What I have said is that I would take your marginal rate back to what it was under Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
right now,
39.
36, you go back to 39.
Right.
You can afford that. That's point number one. In exchange, I'm cutting taxes for 95% of Americans. 95%.
Yeah, that's swell, but that's class warfare.
It's not. 95% is not class warfare. When I'm saying that 95% of the American people are getting a tax break, 3 times the amount of tax relief under my plan that John McCain's, and that's not my statistic.
Here's where I got a problem.
Independent analysts.
And it's not all about me, believe me.
Go ahead.
20% more revenue coming in under Bush than Clinton.
All right, he cuts taxes, people invest more. He cuts the capital gains. The government gets 20% more than under Clinton. You want to raise it back up, it doesn't make sense. Secondly,
okay,
the payroll tax. Over 250, you're going to hike it to infinity.
I am not.
What's the cap?
True.
What's the cap?
Whoa.
What's the cap?
All I've said is that after 250, right, then we could raise the cap, not out to infinity.
We could or we will.
What I've said is that if we've got a set of options to stabilize Social Security, which I think is important, and I think you do too, because there are millions of seniors out there who depend on it, and we've got a couple of options. We could raise the retirement age, or number two, we could cut benefits. Try living on Social Security right now. That's no fun if you're a senior. Number three, we could just do nothing, in which case, in the out years, Social Security will be. Let me finish my point, Bill. In the out years, it's going to be essentially a reduction in benefits. We could raise the payroll tax on everybody.
Don't do that.
So, but there's no free lunch. So my only point is...
No, there is a free lunch.
What is the free lunch?
The free lunch is that you're taking the wealthy in America and the big earners, okay? You're taking money away from them and you're giving it to people who don't. That's called income redistribution. It's a socialist tenet.
Bill,
come on, you know that. You went to Harvard.
Teddy Roosevelt supported a progressive income tax. Look.
Not at the level you do.
Bill, I don't like paying taxes. What, you think I like writing a check? What I believe is that there's certain things we've got to do, and we've got to help people who are having a tough time affording college so they can benefit like we benefited from this great country, people who are having a tough time, they don't have health care, people who are trying to figure out how they are going to pay the bills, and there are certain things we've got to do. Our infrastructure, look at what happened in Beijing. You go to the Olympics, and these folks are building. And we've got sewer lines that are crumbling. And, and at a certain point, we've got to pay for it.
You're not across the boarding it. You're going,
but Bill,
I'm taking from the rich, I'm Robin Hood Obama, and I'm giving to everybody else.
All I'm saying is...
And then you want to raise corporate taxes.
No, I don't. That's not true.
You don't want to raise? You're not going to raise corporate taxes?
All I'm saying is, if we've got something that we've got to pay for, under George Bush, the debt has gone up $4 trillion. Right? So that's a credit card we're taking out on our kids from the Bank of China that they're going to have to pay back.
On terror, though. Come on.
Well, no. That's not true. That has to do, in part, with the Bush tax cuts and no cuts in spending.
No, it can't, because Bush tax cuts generated more income. The spending is out of control.
The Bush record, the numbers are what they are. $4 trillion. Now, we've got a choice. We can keep on just borrowing and dump it on our kids. That's option number one.
We can take it from the wealthy and give it to everybody else.
We could have across-the-board tax cuts, tax hikes, what you just talked about.
But it's not income redistribution.
Well, but the problem is, if I am sitting pretty, and you've got a waitress who is making minimum wage plus tips, and I can afford it and she can't, what's the big deal for me to say I'm going to pay a little bit more?
Because
that is neighborliness.
Listen, if you raise the cap gains tax, that's going to inhibit investment. I won't buy as many stocks, and many, many more people won't. If you do that,
if we went up,
it's going to come back to bite you, Senator.
If we went up to a prohibitive rate, you're right. But look,
30% on that's Vegas, man. I'm not going with those odds. 15, I'll pay. Not 30.
I didn't say we would go to 30.
You said between 25 and 28.
No, what we said is, let's say we go up to 20. I've talked.
20 is okay. Not 25.
Okay. Well, you and I agree.
All right.
All right. We made economics exciting. Now tomorrow it's Reverend Wright and the associations, which is, I think that was lively. Wait till you see tomorrow. Next on the Rundown Reaction. You know, we hope that Dick Cheney dies. We hope Tony Snow's in hell. We hope Bob Novak and all the other right-wingers get brain tumors.